There is a big problem right now with Facebook ads, and the problem is that people are spending way too much money on production for content, for testing, and the actual ad budget to test the ads to find the winner. And I cannot believe how many brands actually don't realize that at the end of the day, they are not profitable, even though they will see they will find the winning ad, and the winning ad gets like a 2-3x return on the ad spend. They don't realize that they've spent way too much money on testing for content and actually ad budget on testing, but that like at the end of the day they're not profitable. And so in this video, guys, I want to show you the exact strategy that we use in our agency to produce winning UGC ads only and save 1,000 on production cost. Basically, those are just some examples of other accounts that we manage. This one like 10k spent, 4.64 return on ad spend. This one we spent 42k, 4.68 return on the ad spend. This one we spent 58k, 4.47 return on the ad spend. And so what is the actual strategy? Let's actually start to analyze what is the standard approach and why this is not working with some simple math actually. So right now, what people do, most of the brands basically focus on UGC ads, and this is what happens. So they start producing UGC ads, they do their own research, whatever. They start producing some UGC ads, and this is what is happening in terms of like math-wise. So like in terms of like profits, like are they actually making profits or not? Let's have a look. So UGC cost usually is like $500 for a set of videos, and you need to consider like a win rate, which usually is like a 5% unless you are experienced with it. Like in our agency, we can even get like 15% win rate for some clients. And then you want to find a winner as an ad with a return on ad spend of at least 2x. So we can consider 2 for this example. Of course, there are things that might vary, like for instance, UGC might not cost actually 500, usually can cost more if you pay a creator. Also, you get the raw clips, the usage rights, and all those things. And win rate could be higher or could be also lower. So, and also the target as one aspect could be different in terms of like when a brand define it as winner. So I just took some like very average numbers. And so based on this number here, you need to produce 20 UGC videos to find a winner. And so the total cost to find a winner for you, just in terms of content production, is basically 20 UGC videos times 500 USD. That means it's like 10,000 USD. And this is just production cost. This does not include the ad spend that you need to spend to actually test all these videos before finding a winner. And let's say you have 70% margins, which is, let's say, considered okay for e-commerce. And then let's say you spend 30,000 USD, you get a 2x to an ad spend, you get 60,000 USD in revenue. 60,000 USD revenue minus 30k ads USD in ads budget, you have 30,000 in gross revenue. On this you need to count 70% of gross profits excluding the cost of goods sold, and so you have 21k USD in revenue. You need to, in gross profits, then you remove the 10k in production cost, which is this part here, and you have 11k left in profits. And if you exclude, if you include also like the actual ad budget that you need to spend to test and find a winner, most probably you're not gonna make any profit. Even though it looks like, oh, I find the winner, I'm scaling it, let's go. But then at the end of the day, if you count the real number and the investment, the time that took you there, at the end of the day, you will realize that you're not actually that profitable as much as you think. And this usually happen when brands like start looking at their like balance sheet or like P&L, and they were like, oh, actually we spend a lot of money to produce and find those winners. So the actual numbers are not the numbers that I thought we were getting. This is like the usual realization that happens. And so, and in all this, you also need to consider that there are like a couple of questions, some questions that you need to ask yourself. So like, how long will it actually take to produce 20 UGCs? It might take 1 month. You need to reach out to the creator, do the script, like send the references, send the brief, get the clips and everything. So it might take 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, depends on how fast you are. And then is actually 5% really your winning rate, or 2% or 1%? It depends on brands, right? And how long does it take for your UGCs to succeed? So how much you need to spend on testing in terms of ad budget before you can define, oh, this is actually a winner. And Yeah, exactly. So how long you need to keep the ad into testing and how much you need to spend on testing before finding a winner. So as you can see, this approach here, you might make some profits. You might be left with some like 1-2k profit overall, not the testing, overall. And but as you can see, this approach here is too risky due to the high upfront cost that someone needs to spend in here. Not all the brands have all like this budget to spend upfront, right? So what is the winning approach? So like the winning approach that we need to use in our agency to actually generate as much profits as possible for our clients. Okay, so the winning approach is basically leverage static ads, and the reason why it makes sense for us and for our clients is because in all our like collaboration that we do, we get paid by performance, and so like we produce as many statics as we need to produce to generate the highest return on investment for our clients, and so it's a very win approach for our clients. But this is how it usually looks like. Let's say you're paying for static ads, you pay let's say 50 USD per static that you get, you have a 5% win rate. Return on spend of 2, same examples, you need to produce 20 statics ads to find a winner. And so the total cost to find a winner is 20 statics times 50 USD, 1000 USD. So as you can see, this is basically like 1/10 compared to UGCs, right? And if you're keeping your margin at 70%, 30k spent, same example as before, 2x ROAS, 60,000 USD in revenue, 60,000 excluding the ad spend. You have 30k in gross profit. You remove the 70% of ad profit. Actually, you remove 70% you calculate 70% margins, and then you get 21k. Then in this case, you have only 1k in production cost to remove, and so you have 20k in profit left, which is 33% compared to this case, which is 18%. And okay, you can exclude the testing budget, if you exclude the testing budget from here, it's still gonna be profitable because you're still doing double the profit. And here we only have calculated the path to find the winner. So you find a winner and make profit in a sort of like guaranteed way because you're spending not much money. And so overall, it makes sense to go with the static ads approach. And now, at this stage here, you can finally create UGC ads because you already have a winner, like a winner concept, a winner angle that you can replicate through winning ads. And so probably this approach allows you to increase the win rate on your UGC ads. And why you want to do it? Because when you run image ads, probably image ads don't have the same capacity in terms of ad spend that you can get through UGC videos and call it a winner for a long period of time. The problem is that it's too risky to do it directly with the UGCs because you don't know if you found a winner, you don't know how long this winner is, because there are content that are like small winners, big winners, and huge winners where you can spend like more than 100k USD budget, even like much more, and have a sustainable and good and constant return on investment. But there are other content that are like winners, yes, but they are winners like small winners, so you spend like 20k and then they start declining in performance. And so this approach allows you to find basically the winning angle, and then you want to produce the UGCs on the angle that you know is working. So you have high chances to find winner UGC ads. And the good thing about this is that you basically have no risk due to very low production cost, which is basically just 1/10 of the standard approach that we have analyzed here, right? And so at the end of the day, this is what the approach and strategy looks like. So you start with the research, but instead of going towards the UGC production directly, you go to the static ads first, and then you test all your angles, avatars, and everything through static ads. Then you want to find the winning angle, and then once you find the winning angle, then you can move to the UGC production and start creating UGCs. And guys, by doing like this, you can create, like, you can generate like results like this, like easily spend 10k, get a 4.68 for a 64 return on ad spend, 42k spend 4.68, 50k spend 4.47. These are just some of the results. I can show you like many more. You can even go through my YouTube channel. I show like in every video, I try to show as much proof as possible. And so guys, yeah, this is basically like the approach that you should have to pay out when it comes to testing, because you want to understand how much you're making overall in profits, not just look at, oh, I found the winner, but then how much did it cost you to find a winner and how long did it take. And yeah guys, so this is basically it. If you want to work with us, remember I'm gonna leave a link in the description of this video so you can click and reach out to me directly, and I'll see you in the next video.